comforting Flavian sorcerers, a sorcerer reanimate. This poses a classic example of why the community gets made fun of. Every time an adult like him goes around throwing violent tantrums because he isn't getting his way, you resort to bullshit like this. It's obvious you're both putting on a performance at this point. You're basically going around saying, OMG, people, this guy got offended. Everybody pat me in the back because I am comforting him and calling out people who offend other people. I'm a good girl. This is called virtue signaling, and it makes me sick. I know you're not directly saying this here in the post. That's exactly what you're conveying. So with all due respect, genuinely just stop, okay? Nobody's fooled by this anymore.
Shit, this post you hate child abuse.
Yep, we got another one of these kinds of posts I've only seen about 1 billion times since 2021. It's like fucking clockwork. The fact these kinds of posts even exist is astounding, especially given that apart from the fact these people are literally doing fuck all to actually mitigate an actual widespread issue at hand, they instead make useless posts like this, which somehow garner an extremely undeserved amount of likes, comments, and attention. Moreover, I've also noticed GoAnimators throw around child abuse as a buzzword, but more on that later.
Okay, I'm sorry about making accusations against people that may be false. I'm going to try to keep the peace.
If that's seriously your best excuse for an apology, that was so funny I forgot to laugh. Secondly, you literally made a handful of false pedophile accusations yourself, and you still do to this day. And I hate to be that guy, but merely paying lip service to an issue, let alone something you've directly contributed to, is not going to placate anybody rightfully telling you off on it. Furthermore, I also love that you boldly assert that you're trying to keep the peace, when in reality your consistent actions have literally shown anything but. If you actually were started making false allegations, then why would you downplay it by saying accusations that may be false instead of, oh, I don't know, consistently perpetuating a little sanctimonious worldview behind the curtains? I also love how you claim to keep the peace, yet go around vilifying your detractors, and yet you have the gall to say that I'm the bad guy for telling you off for it? Fuck you, dude.
Because of someone who's an unhinged racist mother falsely accusing me of for moral sake, I'm just going to clarify that LBE Royal Resistance is not me or any of my friends. We are not unhinged. Stop falsely accusing us.
I've got several things to say here. 1. I seriously doubt that anybody's saying was specifically you doing it, and if there were, it definitely wasn't exactly in large numbers, as far as I remember. 2. How about you stop falsely accusing people of far more serious shit than being unhinged? How about that? 3. The fact that you disabled the comments to save your ass proves my point when I've said multiple times that you only care about yourself. Furthermore, I love how you boldly assume that some other was racist, and I also noticed you didn't provide any specific evidence. It's almost like you're trying to prove my point on people like you, using buzzwords you have no legitimacy behind your argument. That is, if you even have an argument whatsoever at this point. 4th and finally, I'd also like to point out that I noticed that when people claim they're not unhinged, that they're arguably more unhinged than the majority of their detractors. I mean, unless you yourself are generally unhinged from others people's opinions on you because of shit like this, you wouldn't need to clarify as much if you yourself weren't as affected as you've shown to be by other people's own opinion against you. Maybe you are unhinged if this is a level of projection denialism that you necessitate to distance yourself from other idiots like you in this community. Ever thought of that? It's like how people like to throw around accusations of being butthurt while being butthurt themselves. You're really not any different. You're not fooling anyone. Stop trying to put on this act, Kenny. It makes you look like a bullshit artist.
I am still very angry at David Davis Jr., how completely unintelligent and stupid he was back in June 2022 when he created that pathetic and unwanted video out of me. He really was very stupid and brainless. Unnecessary extra adverbs. For even making that video in the first place, because I never wanted him, nor asked for, to make that video, and he really should have stayed out of my business and focused on himself and his own content. I just don't understand why it had to be specifically me that gets bad videos made out of by him, and he had to make me the only person on his channel where he made a video out of. No one else but me gets bad videos made of them, and I'm still angry about it. And plus, now my friendships that were once perfect have been ruined, especially Vicky if he never made that video.
First of all, fuck you. David hasn't had every right to make a video on whatever the fuck he feels like. Secondly, who the fuck ever cares if a bad video on somebody exists unless it's legitimately defamatory? I also noticed you didn't provide any specifics on anything he said that could be defamatory either, so this also doesn't help your case. Third, no friendships are perfect. Stop fooling yourself. Finally, if you're seriously not over a video that he made almost 3 years ago at the time I'm writing this, then you're frankly not much better than people like Decadent or Timonations. I also love how you boldly assert that the video was brainless itself. Maybe you're the one who's acting brainless if this is the level of projection denialism that you have to do to make this kind of post. Ever thought about that? Of course you don't. You're a GoAnimator. What else should I fucking expect from you?
I don't like how my old friends want to ignore me every time I want to chat with them, but I get harassed for communicating with my new friends. This is all because, in some people's eyes, they see those new friends of mine to be bad people. Where else can I turn to? If I can't be with my old friends because they want to be rude and ignore me when I go through the good, bad moments of my life, and if I can't be with my new friends, otherwise I'm gonna get harassed by some narcissist maniacs who refuse to mind their own business, then what can I do? I demand an answer. Because you can't tell me to despise people just because you hate them. You don't see me telling you guys to despise my enemies, so why does it matter who I communicate with and who I befriend? I've already lost so many friends in the past. I don't want to lose my new friends now, all because of some heartless and narcissistic idiots who force me against my will to, despite the people that I like. I mean, doesn't God tell us to love your neighbor as you love yourself? Why do people want to choose favorites? Why do people want to ignore nice people? It's just not fair how society has turned to become.
Alright, 9 things. 1. Your old friends simply want nothing to do with you. Move on already. 2. Why the fuck should random strangers online feel obligated to feel bad for you? 3. To answer your question on what you can do, how get off the internet and make actual friends away from the damn screen like you preach yourself? 4. As much as I agree with your saying here on this third paragraph to an extent, it matters on who you're friends with because certain friends can turn out to be faker than our entirely auto-tuned songs. 5. I don't care if you lost friends, especially given that you were being a creep towards Jasmine in 2022, which I didn't know about until last July. Then yeah, that's going to ruin your reputation and damage the people the way look at you. 6. I love how you like playing the nice person card, but your own actions of retaliation were hardly any better than said narcissist you hypocritically hate so much. 7. I love how you boldly assert the Bible, yet you yourself have failed to follow any of the principles you set for yourself from what I have seen for myself. 8. Maybe society isn't fair. You know what else ain't fair? Life in general ain't fair. 9th and lastly, since GoAnimators like you don't seem to get how the internet works, let me spell it out for you. You are entirely in control of whatever media you're exposed to. You're in control of your searches. You're in control of what words you put out there on the internet. Your browsing choices are just that. You should control your searches and messages, not society, you. Spare me your sob stories because I don't care. My fifis. Oh, fuck your feelings. I'm sick of this shit. You're not oppressed because you failed to learn when to take your eyes away from the damn screen. Your internet presence is not a sexual orientation, skin color, biological sex, etc., so it can't be an oppressed minority by itself, and it's your own goddamn fault that you choose not to use your devices right.